What is happening, Blades? And welcome back to the award-winning Blades Ramble.
Jurassic Park.
We are proudly sponsored by Action Coach Sheffield. If you are a growing business and need some support, they are the people to speak to, and we are evidence of that. And spoiler alert, yes, I've chucked that in there early. We were fortunate enough to not only be nominated for the best new content creator at the Football Content Awards last night, as I record this, we came third. We got a bronze award, and for me, that is a winner. That is us taking the third place in what is a national award for football content creators, and it is absolutely surreal. I can't get my head around it. So I'm taking it as a win. I'm proud, and this isn't just going to be a ramble full of sort of self-indulgence, because that's not what we're about. But I do hug it to myself, really, that we've been going just over a year. And we've come a long way, and it is all thanks to you guys and your support. And whether that's a contributor, whether that's a Rambler via Patreon or via YouTube, or whether that's a subscriber, or whether it's just somebody that watches my videos and sometimes likes them, sometimes don't, but at least you are checking us out because you're half interested in what we want to say. And look, I know some of the content I put out there can be divisive at times, and I'm conscious of that. It's not done intentionally to divide. It's because I think it's a topic that's worth talking about, and I like to get my point across, and that's the whole point in setting up a channel such as this. So thank you again to everybody. I'm still massively overwhelmed. I meant to try vlogging the first ever vlog of, because I don't do vlogs, and there's a reason for it, because, well, you'll see here, this is all the footage I put together from last night. What is happening, Blades? Something a bit different for the Ramble today. We're getting ready. Well, we're just about to set off to the Football Content Awards. We've been nominated for Best New Content Creator. We've been sat right at the back, so we can probably guess what's going to or not going to happen. But either way, I thought about maybe doing this as a short and just chopping little bits down. But instead, we're going to try our first vlog, Ramble on the road, or whatever you want to call it. So Nick's on his way to pick me up now, and I'm going to take you with us, and hopefully we'll be able to piece it all together for a little bit of decent content. So wish us luck, up the Ramble, and whatever happens, win or lose, we're on the booze. See you soon. And we're here. And look who I'm with. Hey, good Nick. We're here. Go on, lads. We've made it. We've finally made it, mate.
Yeah, I've got my throat spray because I've got a bit of a sore throat.
Whatever you need to do, mate.
Nimble Blades in the house. Hey! Still with it, good Nick, I can't get rid of him. Hello? Oh, boys and girls.
Next up then we have Best New Content Creator. Let's look at
1 minute football, around the grounds, Big Steve, Blades Ramble.
So what was intended to be a significant documentary throughout the night, it just didn't happen. It did not happen. So yeah, just what a fantastic achievement for us all, really. And it makes you reflect on things a little bit in terms of where you want to go, the next steps, that, you know, where are we going with the Ramble? Where can we go with the Blades Ramble channel? What do we want to be covering? I want to be making sure we're putting out content that people want. It doesn't have to be content that people agree with, but at least if it's engaging content, then I always think that's really interesting. We'll never manufacture content. We're not a channel that's going to intentionally throw something out there just to upset people or just because it's a good talking point. It's more, this is my opinion and this is what the opposing opinion is. So we'll see where that lands. But in terms of where we're going with the content, we want to grow. We want to continue to grow. At the beginning of the Ramble, I thanked our sponsor who have been fantastic for us. And we are welcoming on any more sponsors that would like to get involved with the Ramble. So if you're interested, hit me up. The award-winning Blades Ramble. We're happy to talk all things sponsorship. And also, I'm not going to lie, it's a tough gig, this. And I've tried some things, and I like to try and dabble in certain different areas and see what works. And we've brought somebody else on to do shorts, and we've tried roundtable formats, and we're always trying. I try and do different things, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. And I'll continue to try and experiment with stuff, but it's a big ask to, we've got a website which you can find all our content there and all our merchandise there as well. But it's not regularly updated because it's hard to keep on top of these things. So, and that's just me being honest. Like I try and be with all my rambles because I work full time. This is not my sole income. I work 10-hour days. And then when I'm done, I try and squeeze in a ramble in and around my family time. But if we want to grow, then I think I'm going to need some help. So if anybody knows, or if you yourself have ever wanted to get involved in YouTube, and I'm not talking about, you don't have to come on camera. You could, if that's what you want to do, then that's absolutely fine. But if you're interested in editing or cross-platform marketing or anything like that, then drop me a message. And we'll have a chat about it. Opportunities there for people to get involved with the Ramble even further if that's what you want to do, whether it be editing down videos into shorts with us, or whether it be helping maintain the website and get it up to a really top of the range spec, anything at all. So thank you again for your support. And as we've talked about, we're always trying to get better and trying to come up with new content. And I'm a regular on Beat the Drop on Forest Fan TV, which I'll continue to be a part of, but I'm conscious that it's not everybody's cup of tea, that sort of content where there's a bit more like swearing involved and things of that nature, and something that we don't predominantly do on our channel. So I think going forward, I'll continue to be a part of that show on their platform, but I'm also going to be starting something on our own platform. So have a look at this.
Tonight is a night when we can go crazy and shake it on down. Buckle up your seatbelts now, we're taking on the town. Moving to the left side and to the right. No, you can't party, we can do this all night on weekend. Go crazy and shake it on down. Buckle up your seatbelts now, we're taking on the town.
So Survival Rivals, and shout out to Johnny from Shore and View, who I nicked this name from, and I've cleared it with him. He's good with it. Survival Rivals was a phrase he coined some time ago, so I want to give him credit for that. More of a sort of in-depth look at each club, where they are, what we're feeling as sort of representatives of those clubs. And again, it's just our opinion, but I think it'd be really interesting to see. We're all thinking, oh, Sheffield United could be doomed here. But are Luton thinking the same thing? Are Burnley, or even Bournemouth thinking, oh no, we're going to fall into this trap? I think it sometimes gives us a little bit more reassurance when you see how everybody else is feeling about it. So even if that's all we get out of it, then it's for the best, isn't it? So yeah, we're going to give that a go, and hopefully we're looking at this Wednesday, but I'll let you know if that changes. So keep your eyes peeled on the Ramble. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe and you're pressing that notification bell so you're not missing any of these updates. So at the minute, that will be a round table, if you like, of 4 teams. But could there be a 5th team creeping into this relegation battle? As I record, Everton have just been given a 10-point deduction, which takes them to 19th in the league. I've seen a lot of United fans already very excited about this. We jump above Everton by 1 point now. We're up to 18th. I don't want to be negative on this, but again, my honest opinion is I think they'll appeal it, and I think it'll get either shortened or pulled altogether. Probably won't get pulled altogether, but I think it'll certainly get pulled back to maybe 6 points, something like that, which takes them out, certainly away from us. And across the season, as they should typically be on 14 points and we're on 5, chances are they're going to get more points than us across the rest of the season as well. So I don't really, at this point, consider Everton in the mix. Certainly, they're in the mix because they're on 4 points now due to a technicality. But I don't think Everton, come the end of the season, will be involved in this relegation scrap. So at the moment, I still think it's a league of 4, but there's 5 teams in the mix at the minute, and make sense of that if you can. But the one positive that we can take from it is, even if I think, you think, most people probably think that Everton will still be able to claw their way out of it despite the 10-point deduction, because there was a big gap developing between the bottom 4 and the rest of the league. Even if it's another 5% shift in the mindset of the players, where it's another team that's got dragged into it, it's another positive we can take in terms of building momentum. And we need to build some momentum. We obviously came out of the last 2 games with 4 points from 6. Really strong return in terms of what we could have expected to get going into those games. And we're going to Bournemouth now. I saw a really interesting tweet from the Premier League, which details how many points teams have got home and away this season. We next entertain Bournemouth, who are bottom of the away table with just 1 point. So they haven't won away from home. They've only got 1 draw away from home all season. And then we go to Turf Moor to play Burnley, who have not got any points at home this season. We will not have a better chance of getting 6 points from the next 2 games than we have now. It's a huge ask to get 6 points. I'll be happy with 4, I'll not lie. If we beat Bournemouth and go and get a point at Burnley, I'll be happy with that. And I think we have to take both games in isolation. But you can't overlook the fact that these 2 games are so crucial. And something else I wanted to mention as well, which I think is a really interesting point and valid. I titled it in the thumbnail, Journos Talking Sense. That's probably a little bit crude in terms of it may insinuate that they don't normally talk sense. I'm a big fan of all our local journalists, as you know, because I'm regularly crediting them on the Ramble. I often quote Nath Emmingham, Danny Hall, and it's Alan Biggs that caught my eye with this one, who's obviously a very well-respected journalist. He released an article on the 3rd of November, and I thought it was really relevant to what's been going on with our channel recently and just with our club, essentially. And whether he was insinuating towards the Ramble, I'm not entirely sure. He may be, he may not be. But he titled it, "Fans Arguing Over Sheffield United Managers Are Looking in the Wrong Direction." And basically what he was saying was, why, as a fan base, are we arguing over 2 managers who've done great things for this football club? I'm not going to spoil everything that he wrote, because obviously it's an article that you can go and visit yourself, and I'll link it below if I remember, because I'm useless at that sort of thing. But I can throw up a couple of quotes on here where I think he believes that it's genuine interest, or there was genuine interest in bringing Chris Wilder in to replace Eki. That was obviously prior to the 4 points from 6. So there was merit to us having those discussions and those debates. And how can you unpick what either man's done? So to argue 4-1 over the other, and I'm obviously very guilty of this myself, it's difficult to get into without continuing the debate, because what we want now is to move on from this debate, particularly if Eki gets a couple of good results in the next 2 games. But I thought it was really relevant, certainly at the time, and it's probably caused me to reflect a little bit on, well, just because I want Wilder doesn't mean I have to say why I think Eki's not as good as Wilder, because Eki's still done a great job for our club. And he were also saying that Wilder is a hero to this club as well. And even mention of Wilder coming in is allowing people to take digs at Wilder unnecessarily. It splits the fan base. And that's certainly by us talking about it. I think it's relevant that we talk about it. I think he weren't just taking aim at Biggsy, weren't taking aim at us, as far as I'm aware. That's not how I've taken it. I think it just means in general, the whole speculation around Chris Wilder doesn't help either man's reputation with the club, because people are upset anyway that results are going so poorly, or were, and it allows those who disagree with a change or agree with a change to have a pop at the other party. All that we all want is the best for United, and both men should be lauded for what they've done for the club. So I take that on the chin. I think that's fair from Biggsy, and obviously, you know, as I say, I greatly respect what he does. I think we park it. I think we park it for a little bit. I'll certainly try to, because I want to always be authentic. I don't want to be covering up and saying, yay, rah, 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 go Hecky, if I'm not quite feeling it. However, I am supporting my club. I want United to do well. I want Eki to do well, because it means United are doing well. So we park it for now. And if we get tonked 3 or 4-0 from Bournemouth, I can't promise that I'll hold to that. But I want us to be able to. I want us to be able to come together as a fan base and get a great result against Bournemouth. Can you imagine? I think they're going to listen. Bournemouth are a tougher team than people believe in general. However, do not underestimate what we can do for our team at Bramall Lane. I cannot wait for the game. I cannot wait. And I'm annoyed. First time this season I've been annoyed there's been an international break. Yeah, we'll look forward to that properly next week. But while we're talking about the Bournemouth game, I'm just going to finish on something really important. Dylan on Twitter, shout out to Dylan, who has raised awareness for the fact that his friend Josh Atkins tragically died aged 17 on Saturday in a car accident. Massive blade, and we're all thinking about Josh and his family. Thank you to Dylan for raising awareness of this, and he's asking if we can all participate in a minute's applause at the game in the 17th minute to commemorate Josh and his life. So I just want to spread the word about that and hopefully get that positive message out there where we can help celebrate Josh's life and obviously take him far too soon. It's very sad. Danny Hall's written an article about it. Dylan's obviously put a tweet up about it on Twitter. I think it's been replied to by Ollie McBurney, Carla Saba, Paddy Kenny. Hopefully we can do Josh proud next weekend when we play Bournemouth and give him that minute's applause. Thank you so much to everybody again who voted in the awards. For me, it's absolutely unreal to say that we were third in a national content creators award. But yeah, if you like what we do as a channel, please do support us by subscribing to the channel. Hopefully, as I say, we'll get that Survival Rivals out next week. We'll get a Bournemouth preview up at some stage. Starting to get exciting again. Starting to see little glimmers of hope, aren't we? There's light at the end of this tunnel. The positivity is back. We're feeling it. Blades are staying up, aren't we? Come on, you red and white wizards. Up the blades.
Ramble on.